on Curiosity Stream. He allows them their riches.
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
In exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Oh, fiddlesticks!
What, Wilbur?
We just got hit and I think my back has all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence! Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence! If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Hello, away we go. Welcome to season 17, episode number 3626. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. Let's have today the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, clack.
Drunk of the drunk. All right, here we go. Bellevue Applebee's employee asks a customer for vaccination proof. So he whips out a meat cleaver. Meanwhile, a Florida woman who walked out of a Walmart with 2 TVs and a soundbar is a true overachiever. 3 arrested after stealing $16,000 worth of bras from a Victoria's Secret store. 15-year-old stands 7'5". He's 15 and can barely walk through a door. And a 24-year-old is upset that his new stepmom is 20 years old. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, don't you hate it when you find out that the only reason your dog can walk so well on its hind legs is because your dog is a bear? Yeah, I've never had that problem either, but a family in China did. Turns out their Tibetan Mastiff was actually an Asiatic black bear. Oddly enough, they're not alone. Another woman in China, she bought a Japanese Spitz. You familiar with the Japanese Spitz?
I'm not.
Okay, well, it kind of looks like a fox. And I only know this because a year after she bought her puppy home, she found out that her dog, well, it was a fox. But listen, mistakes happen. Every one of us makes them. They're not always the end of the world, of course. Like a guy in Massachusetts, he left the sunroof of his minivan open before a big snowstorm hit the area. Now, sure, the front seat got covered with 9 inches of snow, but it's not the worst thing that can happen. And sometimes mistakes can be good. For example, the guy in England, he's looking for driftwood on a beach. Pretty sure he found a decapitated corpse on the beach. Proved to be a headless sex doll. And then there are those kind of mistakes that are a little more far-reaching. Take, for example, the Reverend Andre Arengo. For 2 decades, he's performed thousands of baptisms. Well, the Catholic Church has just rendered all of them invalid. Why? Because he made the mistake of saying, "We baptize you in the name of," when the church-approved wording is, "I baptize you in the name of." Yeah, oops. See, if the church is a little ticky-tacky about those kinds of things, that's embarrassing. But then again, that's why certain mistakes can be so awkward. And that's what we want to talk about today. What was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake?
Be part of the Big Show. Call 206-421-ROCK. You can like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimated.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy, an obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro.
Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case.
Dude, no way.
You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact me today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9. KISW.
All but y'all, away we go. Welcome to season 17, episode number 3626. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Huge. On this lovely Wednesday. Guaranteed future repeat, that is a fact. On the return of Who Sucks Less, Steve, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They all suck. I don't know how you find these negative stories in the news.
I know, it's nuts, isn't it?
Everything I read is always positive. But somehow you find some real jamokes out there.
Yeah, it's hard to find. But, once again, in the course of a week, found 3 more people. 2 of them, I believe, have been brought up in headlines recently. And to be honest with you, one of them, the one that drives you craziest, Mike, you just don't understand why the situation is what it is. Mm-hmm. So just based on that alone, he might suck less. Mm-hmm. Because we just don't know, but it's a weird one.
Okay.
It's a real weird one.
Who Sucks Less is coming up, and of course, more Men's Room on the way as well with the Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on the Odyssey app, Monday through Friday at 6. We head on over to the Odyssey app for the Men's Room Happy Hour. We'll do it again today with episode number 118. Now, if you do not have the Odyssey app, download it. It's absolutely free. Hundreds of music channels on there for your enjoyment, as well as the Men's Room Happy Hour channel. That goes live at 6 o'clock. That is adult only, as today we'll be doing some of our prop bets. We've got Dirty Big Dummy set for tomorrow, and then of course a real drinking involved happy hour or happy hour on Friday's episode. So download that, check it out right now. There's nothing on the channel until 6 o'clock, so when we get there, you'll be able to hear us do our thing. So check out the Men's Room Happy Hour. And today on our question, what was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake? Sometimes it's just one of those things where you can't believe what you've done. Mm-hmm. Call people by the wrong name. Slap other people's ass.
Yes.
Those seem specific.
Yes, they really are. I've heard a number of stories like this one. Yeah. Where, you're in a ski lodge, right? And you think it's your wife. So you go up and you give her a big handful right to the caboose. Mm-hmm. And then that woman stands up and turns around, and that is not your wife.
But there's your wife standing not 10 feet away, smiling at you, going,
yes,
you're on your own.
Right. How big was the husband?
I am 6'4". I had to tilt my head to look at this guy.
Tilt your head up?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought it was my wife, right? Because this chick's wearing the same black pants, same yellow jacket, had her hair pulled back the same way, and I'm walking into the line, and I slap her ass. She turns around, and the moment my hand made an impact on her ass, I now see the face of my wife.
Sure.
Standing 10 feet away, and then I turn around, and there's a very large man standing there, looking very angry. And I am fumbling over myself to point at my wife, they're wearing the same clothes. That's how does my wife. That's why I slapped her ass. And so the chick whose ass I hit, she understood. She was kind of cool about it. The boyfriend / husband, I think he wanted to kill me. He was.
I'm sure he did.
And I'm like, dude, and I kept pointing at my wife, look, dude, they're dressed the same. Mm-hmm. I saw it from behind. I didn't know.
Yeah. I tell you one of my most embarrassing ones that I did get away with. But
I'm going to try that next time.
I was terrified. I was at a bar/restaurant.
All right.
I had to go to the bathroom. I'd never been to this place before. I don't know if I was probably a few deep. I go in. I've got the stomach grumbles. I'm like, this is the last place that I want to do this, but I'm going to go ahead. It's got to happen. You know what I mean? Like, this is unbelievable what just came over me. So I go in there, and I'm sitting down, and I let it rip, man. And then I realize there's more, so I courtesy flush. And as I'm courtesy flushing, I hear the sound of heels.
Uh-oh.
On the floor. Now, there's no urinal in a girl's. I don't know why. I just walked right through. I mean, I went straight to.
Because you had to go.
I looked down and I'm like, oh God, those are boots with a heel, and they are leather. This is unmistakable. And I'm looking because the divider, you can see underneath the feet. You know,
right.
I'm like, oh God, Jesus, man, I am stone cold quiet. I mean, my face turned beet red. I realize I'm taking a dump in the woman's bathroom.
Right.
She does her business. She was only in there for a pee, thank God. She gets up. I'm waiting for her to wash her hands. Another woman comes in.
Uh-huh.
This woman sits down beside me. First of all, I know the place reeks. Second of all, I know that you can see under the divider. I am wearing running shoes, which are like size 12 and a half, 13.
Like, that woman has huge feet.
And I'm wearing shorts. You know what I'm saying? So this is not...
You can probably tell.
Yeah. You could either see maybe a stray hair on my leg.
But you also have to look to see the shoes underneath.
Right. Exactly.
You do, but I feel like inevitably when you're just sitting on the toilet, there's not a lot going on. So I don't know about you. I always check out the person's shoes.
My God.
I mean, I never ask them, hey, man, are those Air Force Ones?
Yeah.
But I mean... You always look at the other person's shoes, right? Because one.
I mean, I don't.
Well, look, I do. And if you're Miles' the situation where you're bombing the place, I feel like you definitely check out people's shoes because you want to know if you're going to bump into them later.
Right. I was at the bar of this place. The restaurant portion of this place is a nice steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like people go there. Like I'm at the bar just eating.
Yeah.
But there are people dressed up, people who are out. So it seems like it takes forever for the coast to be clear. So when the coast is clear, because the door kind of opens up into it's like a hallway, but you can see the bar from the door.
You realize that's even creepier.
Oh my God. Well, I just want to make sure that
open the door a little.
You mean like the front door to the bathroom?
Do you know Jackson Laurelhurst? Have you ever been there before? Okay, well,
I do.
The bathrooms are like right in, on the side, but like you could see, you got a view of the doors.
Right, it's a clear shot.
No matter where you are, you can see the doors. And I just kind of like creeped out of there like, oh my God.
I'm with Thriller. I think creeping out was the wrong call.
I know.
Just swing
at
the
that
door
point,
open.
At that point, just open the door. And
I made a mistake, right?
Yeah, and is it the whole restaurant or just the bar that could see these doors?
Everything.
You got to hope somebody's just sitting there like, did I just say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why is that creepy dude?
Right. And that's what I'm just like, oh my God.
But if I see you creeping out of there, I'm going to be like, what is that?
Right.
Exactly. I assume you made a mistake if you opened the door.
Not like that. Like I took just a nasty one, right?
Right.
And okay, so then I'm like, look, when I break out of here, out of the stall, I'm going right for the door.
Had you paid your tab yet?
What I'm saying is, I'm going for the bathroom.
You're not going to wash up?
I'm not going to wash my hands because I need to make a beeline.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So not only that,
I feel like I would have said something first.
What do you mean?
Or just like, hey, I came in here by mistake. If there's any women in here, I'm going to walk out soon.
And then I realized when I got to the bar, I was like, I should have just U'd it and gone into the men's
bathroom.
Now I'm sitting back down at the bar, and two people beside me, they're going to move over to let me in.
So you don't want to be that guy.
They knew I was in the bathroom, so they didn't want to go back. Right. You know what I mean? Like they're thinking, what the hell's going on with this guy? You know what I'm saying? So
I'm sitting there,
it's like, I didn't wash my hands. I'm eating a hamburger and French fries.
Sorry.
Golly, like that's just, it doesn't, I don't know. Mentally, I'm just like, whatever.
Not Ted.
This is like you and the booger.
Oh yeah.
Falling on
Oh, yeah.
Right. Then like she walks away and he's like, I'll just flick it somewhere.
Right, exactly.
Why would you just ask for another napkin?
I because I didn't think I was.
Because you don't want to acknowledge
right,
it.
Exactly.
A booger fell out of my... It's one thing, like, if you sneeze and you blow snot somewhere, because, like, that's forgivable. People go, it's gross, but I understand. But I've never just had a booger just fall out of my face for no reason. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, I've never just had a booger fall out of my... without sneezing first. Or
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's a weird... So I understand not wanting to acknowledge that. Cause, like, I don't want to address this because that's weird. It's uncomfortable. Let's just let it go. And we'll both pretend like it didn't happen.
Right.
That's just not my style. Like, let's just address it, get it done.
Yeah, a booger fell out of my nose. What?
Right, or just like, no, I would have been like, hey, can I get it at bar napkins? I could pick up this booger. Right? Or like, when I was in there, I would have been like, hey, guy coming out of the stall, I made a mistake. I got to wash up real quick.
I would tell people.
I got to go back with my poopy, filthy hands to eat at the bar.
Mm-hmm. They're the ugliest woman you've ever seen is walking out of the stall. I'm bald and I have a beard. You really don't look at other people's shoes when you're in the stall?
I don't think so. I'm trying to, like, I feel
if they're
I feel like at my height, like...
Yeah, don't you do it here? If somebody walks in, so you just have an idea who it is? Because most people
I'm over there in the handicap. It's spacious. I got plenty of room.
I know it's spacious, but I can still see your shoe. And although I did make a mistake, there is pretty close to VD. All right?
Yeah, but
I check when I go in because I don't want to battle somebody.
Well, we antagonize each other, right? We just like to mess with each other. So he's in the middle stall. I have got to drop a heater. So I go rolling in there. All the sound and fury is coming. So I sit down. I let loose. And he immediately flushes the toilet, wipes his ass. He gets out of there. But I make the comment, oh, you don't want company? Well, it was Phil's voice that returned, no, man, no.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, God, I thought it was VD. Jesus Christ.
Oh, by the way, the second woman, I don't know what she was doing at the sink. But I was just like, I'm waiting for the hear that.
It's like when you called out the ball a couple months ago.
I did not call him out. I walked into the bathroom. I see Ted is walking to the sink to wash his hands. Mm-hmm. It smelled ripe. So to comment to tell us, went, damn. And then I see the boss walking out of the back stall, and he's like, what's up, man? I was like, nothing, dude. I forgot something.
This woman was washing her hands forever.
Maybe y'all should just calm down in the bathroom.
I don't know if she was putting makeup on. I don't know. But, I mean, that was a lot of sink time. I'm just sitting there like, you got to leave because someone else is going to walk in. Like, you've got to get out of this bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can't just keep
like,
sitting
please
there.
Go.
I mean, I'm frozen. I don't even want to move. I don't even want to reach for the toilet paper because I'm afraid, like, that's a man reaching for the toilet paper. You know, I don't know why. Like, my brain was just like,
you wipe like a man.
Our question today, what was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake? We'll go to China.
Wait, I got to tell you. So almost like it's somebody I kind of knew, right?
Okay.
And I had seen them the week before. So when I meet them again, I'm trying to be nice, like I know more. So I say hi to them. I say hi to their significant other. I go, hey, good to see you the other night. And they were like, that wasn't me. Oh. I was like, what? And they were like, must have been the other person they're with. And I was like,
oh.
This is awkward.
That's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
Well, it also kind of, I mean, I thought one of the most, as far as.
And there's nowhere you could go at that point. Like, all right, so I'm lying. I clearly don't know what you look like.
Yeah. Well, I still think one of the best SNL skits probably within the last 3 or 4 years was the game show where there's a bunch of dudes up there and they're like, okay.
Right. It's like Jeopardy kind of.
For $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, your friend Troy has been dating this girl.
Oh,
for 2.5 years. You've been out to dinner 3 times. You've met her 6 times. What is her name?
All right, what is her name?
Right. You are the best man at your friend's wedding. Right, exactly. What is the fiance's name?
Yeah. You can remember the moms, man. You know them, you've grown up with them, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, you probably remember their phone number for crying out loud when you used to call them when they were at home. But for whatever reason, you know what I mean? There's always like this, I'm just waiting for someone to drop a name. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, please. And then, if you're with someone else, man, understand that I need help, all right? Like, look, don't say, like, why didn't you introduce me to that person? I don't know their name.
I have no idea what their name is.
Aren't you going to introduce me? I don't know their name. Like, don't do that to me because I can't remember everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you need...
Not even the people I know.
No, you need to come out and be like, hey, how you doing? I mean, like...
What about when you see somebody who's not where they're supposed to be?
Oh, I know.
Like, I have plenty of bartender friends. I have a buddy, and I saw him out, and somebody's like, dude, that's your buddy. And I was like, I have no idea who that dude is.
Oh, yeah, I've had that.
And then after he left, I was like, oh, my God, I'm an idiot. Like, I know him very well. I've hung out with my personal life. I'm just used to seeing him behind a bar.
It completely throws you off. Did it with a barista. Same thing.
Yeah, you're completely confused. Like, what are you doing outside of your area?
Right, like, they'll tell you,
what are you doing here?
What you're about to order. You know what I mean? Like, you bump into them at a bar, but they're not working, right? And it's not their bar. And they're like, you're going to get another Jack and beer? And you're like, what's it to you? Like, I give it to you 3 nights a week. Like, sorry.
We were in, where the hell were we? We were in, what is it, Roxy's? The morning of Live Day?
Yeah.
Okay. there was a couple behind us, and a girl came in with her boyfriend, right?
Yes.
And she's like, "Hey, Miles," and like we're
doing
shots, drinking beer. Like, I couldn't figure out who she was.
Who was it?
It's a waitress I know at a different restaurant.
Damn, man.
But
she was real nice. Miles was very gracious.
Hey, what's happening, bro? But if I walked into a bar, I'd be like, "Hey," and tell her, call her by her name, and
she greeted you by name.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Dude, look, it makes you. I mean, I've done it when a bartender just moves bars.
Oh yeah.
Like, Ted, it's me. Like, yeah, it's good to see you.
Sure.
You don't know who I am, do you? And I'm like, oh crap! Right. You're at a different bar.
My bad.
What was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake? 206-421-ROCK.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimated.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with the dedicated road solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed. You get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Just a few days after news broke that a woman found out her puppy that she bought from a Chinese pet store was actually a fox. Another pet owner has come to a similar conclusion. According to The Independent, 2 years ago, Su Young from the Yunnan province of China bought a puppy on vacation, believing it to be a Tibetan Mastiff, and brought the animal home. From day one, Yoon and her family were impressed by the pet's massive appetite. The dog reportedly,
I bet.
He chowed down on a box of fruit and 2 buckets of noodles every day. But it wasn't until the pet reached 250 pounds and started walking around on its hind legs, they realized there was a mistake. The dog is actually an Asian black bear. Since the family is slightly afraid of wild bears and is not capable of caring for one of the large creatures, they have since transferred their formerly family-friendly pet to a wildlife rescue center where it will receive proper care from wildlife professionals.
Jesus.
Our question, what was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake? 206-421-ROCK.
Oh, by the way, Miles should let you know you were telling your bathroom story at the Jack's.
Yes.
Yeah, the guy that used to manage there. He wanted to let you know he appreciated that story.
I bet he did. That's fun. Yeah.
Guess who it is, Ted? James, welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola. Alrighty, so this happened last Friday. I was getting ready for work. It was 6 a.m., so my stepdad was basically out in the carport warming up my mom's car for him to drive it to the airport with her in it in order to switch out and drive the Challenger back. So my mom has this white 2019 Challenger that she absolutely babies and rarely lets anyone else drive. So basically the way that our car park is laid out, my ratty old Civic is a little bit into the car park, so my mom knows how to weave through it. So all I hear is 2 car doors slamming and my mom yelling, "What the F?" And turns out my stepdad managed to back up straight into my bumper, scraping her white Challenger, leaving a green mark. The thing that really sucks is that now whenever other people are going to see your Challenger and it's going to have that green mark, they're going to think she did it.
Of course they are.
But did she take it in to get it fixed?
He said he'll pay for both of ours, even though I don't really care about this car. But
okay, all right. So sometimes those that'll rub out. I mean, some of it will rub out, but I mean, if you got a dent in it, it's not going to make a difference, right?
No.
Is it a plastic bumper or is it a metal?
What was it? I think both of ours were plastic, I think. But the thing that sucks about my car is that it's a rail can job, so it left a long streak on it.
Of course it did.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. So, yeah, it would have been the first time my stepdad had that happen before, because was at one time the other day, my mom was complimenting the fact that she never rim shot her car. The second she lets my stepdad go and drive her car, he rim shots it with her in it on the way to someplace.
Is he constantly getting yelled at by your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's the guy that finds a way to do the one thing she doesn't want him to do, right?
My mom was very particular about her car as well. She just didn't want anybody bothering it. You know what I mean? So my car broke down. I think I had a transmission issue, so it was going to take a week or so. But I had a girlfriend at the time. I still want to go on a date. I was like, Mom, can I just, you and my stepfather going out for the night? Let me just borrow your car for the night. You know what I mean? Just so I can go on a date. She's like, okay, but, you know what I mean? I want you home at this time. She laid down the law of all her stuff. Well, she had a Nissan Sentra. And at the time, Nissan, their Sentra was it was a Sentra. It was a little bit bigger. And they had a station wagon version of this, okay? So
I'd be protective of that, too.
So
station wagon,
it was the ugliest thing in the world, but it was what it was. And the thing was, you could fold down the back seats flat.
Yeah, I understand.
And you know what I mean? Do your thing. So it's probably 2 days later. Knock on the door at 7:30 in the morning, my mom. She says, I want you to come downstairs. And I said, what's going on? And she said, I want you to go. And she kept her car outside.
Right.
And I was like, all right, whatever. And the car had kind of fogged up on the, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. There were 2 footprints on the inside of the back of the window.
Right.
2 footprints with the toes facing upward. You know what I mean? And smears and handprints on the side of the windows and all this stuff. Never thought of that.
Of course you did.
Never thought of that. She's like, you are never, ever, ever borrowing my car again.
My bad.
And I was just like,
Hey, but you still got yours.
That was a great, I mean, that car made it so much easier.
Oh, of course.
I was like, man.
It also sucks because, you don't want to get caught by your parents, but then it's then they're extra mad as it's in the backseat of my car.
Look,
their car.
My stepfather used to yell, don't you touch those windows. You know what I mean?
Always, my God.
God forbid you touch the windows. And you can see the streaks in the windows if you touch the windows and all that stuff. But
can you?
They can, man.
I don't know what it is.
Because they weren't wrong. Because my father was the same way.
Did it happen with your kids?
By the time I don't care.
Little kids, they just put their hands up in the window.
I don't care.
I don't either.
It's just not my
bag full of Cheerios at this point. Who cares about the windows?
Right, your craps in the back, you dropped Cheerios, you puked in the car.
I just leaned in to get something, and all of a sudden you just smashed a goldfish into the floor. You know what I'm saying? So, it didn't matter. But these prints were very, very clear, and it was so funny because they were it looked like, baby on board, the tiny little feet.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just 2 big-ass feet on each side of the window.
Sorry, Mom.
What was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Trevor. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, boys.
Hola.
So, got a call from my sister, late at night. She got a flat tire. She's, in some random, back alley somewhere in, the stadium district downtown, middle of the night. She's got a flat tire. So I was like, okay, so she's kind of a little freaky, so I kind of hurry up and get down there, and I get there and I'm walking up to her from one side of the car, and I say, pretty loudly, good thing I'm all paid up on my hobo stab insurance. And round the car, and who's helping her fix her tire? A homeless individual. Very nice gentleman. Yeah. I don't think I've ever felt worse.
Did he give you the stink eye? Did he pretend that he didn't hear it or what?
He looked up at as he was, fixing the lugs, and just the look on his face was like, come on, guy.
That is a bad feel. I've been in that. I won't even repeat the story on the air. I've told you this before. Hold on.
Is this the woman you forgot you had sex with?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't, but just, I'm trying to, there's like a little cocktail party. This was years ago. I'm in my 20s, and some friends of mine invite me there, and I'm meeting some other people that are at the cocktail party. Like anything, everyone's trying to break the ice and feel it out. And one thing we had in common, everyone owned a dog, right? So they're bringing up their dog, I'm bringing up my dog. And the worst part is, God, I'm not going to say this quote on the radio, but one of my friends who was also at the party was the first guy to say this to me, comparing dogs to something, right? So I'm like, oh, I know, dude, having a dog is like fill in the blank. And again, my buddy who came up with the saying, he's like standing beside me. And I realized after I say this, I look at this couple, and the thing I compared it to is something they're dealing with. And they didn't say it, but you can see the look on their face, and then it gets quiet, like all through the cocktail party, and everyone's just looking at me. My buddy Omar just kind of walks away. Omar's the one who came up with the saying, and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know that I've ever felt this awkward or that bad, and everyone just agreed to let it go. Because I'm like, do you apologize at this point? No. The look on their face said enough, which is, we hate you, we hope you die on your way home tonight, and, an agonizing death. So I'm just like, I'm going to walk over there and talk to other people. But nobody wanted to talk to me after that.
Yeah, not only that level, but a few months ago, right, it's my friend's dad and his old partner, right? They work together. So we get in this guy's truck. We're going from having lunch to go get a couple drinks somewhere. And the guy's, I'm like, it's a damn nice truck. And he's like, yeah, finally retired and bought this. It's like my dream car. And I don't know if somebody pulled in front of, I don't know what triggered it, but I was like, wow, truck, that's nice. You don't want to get like a European sedan. Everybody knows you're doing like a midlife thing. And I start naming a specific brand. I go on for 2.5 minutes.
Sure.
Nobody says a word. Finally, I just say to my buddy's dad, I go, that's what you just bought when you retired, that specific model. And he goes, yes.
Oh, God.
I'm right.
My man.
I think I know exactly what the model you're speaking of is. Well,
I was just like, damn it.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
And mine's just because, like, look, I walk everywhere. There's just certain cars that almost hit you a lot.
Yeah, sure. Doesn't mean you were wrong.
I still think one of my most embarrassing mistakes, and it just came to light the other day because my daughter's going to hook up with this person again. They're going to go on a little trip together or something. But it's her grandmother.
I got to fight the urge now to sing lyrics now, Miles. You should have never told that story.
I always just blurted his name out.
I know. I would just...
But she's going to hook up with my old mother-in-law.
Okay.
And they're going to...
Your old mother-in-law raps?
Yeah, exactly.
And she's got a huge penis.
Right. Jesus Christ, that thing was big. So she brings her up, and I haven't heard this name in a while. She's like, yeah, Ellen and I are blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, God. And I always think of that night. It was when I was living in Glen Barney, and I had a one-bedroom apartment, right? And it was me and my girlfriend at the time, and her stepmom comes down. So we determined that we got a pull-out sofa. This is easy enough. We'll sleep on the pull-out sofa. We'll get Ella in the bedroom. No big deal. She can stay in there. We'll stay out on the couch. At some point in time in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 2:30, I don't remember, I had to go to the bathroom. I sleep naked. Go to the bathroom, use the bathroom, go right into the bedroom, and get into bed.
Did you spoon her?
With my mother-in-law. And I always put the arm over and then shoot the boobies with my arm and kind of put them in between there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know if that's a normal move, but I shoot the boobs. And I realize these are
when you can,
huge boobs. And I'm like, and then...
Did you know as soon as you felt her boobs, like, this is not my girl?
I was like, well, yeah, and her skin was different. You know what I mean? Like some people... You know what I mean? Like, and I was like... And then
she's like, really relaxed.
And I was like, oh! I was like, oh! Oh! And I was like, I'm sorry.
She woke up.
Oh, yeah.
And your name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, oh, my God. I'm spooning my freaking mother-in-law naked.
Did your penis touch her?
You know what I mean?
So you were all in.
I get it all in there. Yeah. I told you, I shot the boobs with my arm. You know what I mean? Like when you're wrapping around.
Her skin felt different.
It did. You know what I mean?
What was the tip off? Did you have Did you have the memory that, oh man, she's in bed, or was it as you touch her, you're like...
Tight, curly, short, old woman hair. No, up top.
Oh, okay. I wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just like, God. I'm like, oh, God. Oh, no. Because you just get up and use the bathroom and go back and use the bed. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Did she sleep naked?
No, she had kind of like a silky, like a stringy, shouldered night thing on, you know what I mean? Silky thing.
With the Ronald McDonald hair, huh?
I don't know, man.
How close were you to the morning time?
Did you have an erection?
I just know that when I went back into that couch, in the living room, I could not fall asleep. I was waiting for her to come out, shake it off, get a glass of water. I mean, I was just sitting there like... This is something. Like, geez, oh, whiz.
I was thinking about my time frame. If it's a dead middle of the night, get up and pee, I usually just... If there's a girl, I'll just go back to bed. If it's after like 5, then yeah, you gotta initiate a little bit.
70's up early.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, you're awake?
Jesus. What was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the men's room.
God.
Hola. All right, gentlemen. So the embarrassing part of my story is I was almost arrested, bare butt, hanging out of the window of a barracks that I used to live in, trying to break into the room. But I was passed out drunk when they came and were going to get me.
So, did you get in trouble?
I would have if the people who had de-pantsed me and the other people in the command hadn't come to my rescue. I'd moved out of that barracks room that morning and didn't know the new guy that was showing up to the boat that had checked in and moved into that room during that afternoon while I was out drinking and through the night. So he called the cops on me and, I almost wound up in a heap of trouble.
Okay. Did he end up being your roommate?
He actually wound up being what's known as my C-pup. So I was his sponsor and the guy that taught him everything you need to know about being on a submarine.
Including wearing clothes.
Okay.
How long does it take you to convince the cops that everything's copacetic when you're standing there naked?
It probably would have been a little bit longer had I not been on post and had about 40 of my fellow guys that served on the boat out there at this point laughing their asses off once they pulled me out of the window going, oh, we know him.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is it actual, like the local police, or is it the MPs?
It's the base police.
All right. No,
so they didn't confiscate any of their cameras or pictures or anything else they got of this either.
All right. Tell me they take it a little bit easier on active military than just a regular street
naked
cop.
Dude, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're both on the same. You're both on the same team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like good versus bad here. I mean, you might have done something stupid, but do they have more leniency than just your average state trooper will say?
Oh, yeah, because they have the ability, they can laugh at you and tell you what an idiot you are as well.
Right,
and not worry about getting in trouble for it.
See, I would almost feel a little bit better about that. You know what I'm saying? Like
it helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure. Like, I'd rather be busted by security than the police. But I feel like when you're naked, everything just gets more difficult. Because if I'm a cop and I see you're naked, like, I just assume whatever's going to come out of your mouth is going to be a lie. Right? Even if you're telling the truth. Because naked just says crazy. There was a guy, he wasn't naked, all right? But when I lived in Belltown, somebody pulled a fire alarm at, like, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning or something. So there was no fire, but no one knew that, so we still had to evacuate. And I mean, everyone that lives in a building pours down to the street. It's maybe 55, 60 degrees outside. And because we don't smell smoke, we don't see fire, you still took a little time to get dressed.
Right.
And everyone had. And most people just wearing like pajama pants or a hoodie or something like that. And there's one dude out of maybe 150 people now standing on the sidewalk. We're waiting for the all clear, so we're all together. And he's behind me, but you hear his voice getting louder going, does anybody have a jacket? Does anybody have a jacket? Does anybody have a jacket? And I turn around, and it's one of the dudes that lives in the building. He's in his tidy whities, first of all. Doesn't he wear boxers or boxer briefs? He got tidy whities, which you don't see on guys. He's maybe 30 years old or something. And nothing else. He's barefoot and tidy white, just freezing his ass off outside, man. And he keeps asking, does anyone have a jacket? And I'm like, sorry, man. I mean, like, I'm wearing it, bro. You just got to stand for 20 minutes.
I'm just going to go outside.
In your tidy whities. We're like, man, unless you're in an extreme panic, like, just put on pants.
I'm with you, dude. I lived in a building in Belltown for years, and same thing. Like a couple, but like I still put on a hoodie and shoes.
Something. Yeah, he literally just his tidy whities. And we're just like, homeboy's wearing tidy whities. That's the only conversation anyone could have around him. Like, he seriously wears tidy whities.
People should go with the mesh life. Or the mesh shorts lifestyle. It's so easy. I mean, I have shorts that literally are like, I wear around the house and wear to bed. I don't wear them to the gym. I don't wear them to play a sport. Like, they're just for kind of hanging out in.
And that way, he would just be cold and not embarrassed. Yeah.
Correct.
Or don't wear tidy whities.
What was your or someone else's most embarrassing mistake? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.